Gupta is down you. Ish Gupta, Rajan Kumar, Rishi, Nirala Kumar.
Good morning, all. Am I audible?
Yeah, good morning,
Yes, sir,
sir.
you're audible.
Ish, good morning.
Again, this session is all about basic introduction to trainings portal. As yesterday, I had sent you a message in Teams group itself that what this particular thing. Had you gone through that particular message? What sent I had sent yesterday evening? Okay, just settle down. I believe most of us are here. We are not.
Yes, sir, there are two people who are missing. I'm just trying to reach out them. The rest everybody is here.
Okay, no issues. So we can start always. Okay. So just start with the message what I had sent you yesterday. So I had given you the link of a Linux trainings portal, training portal with specification of Linux one. Had you gone through that particular link? Any one of you? Let me pinpoint. Gautam Mani,
Yes, sir.
gone through that particular link?
Yes, sir.
There are few of the videos basically by an external instructor uh, that belongs to Linux itself. So, okay, let me share my screen here so that I can walk you through the actual. Okay, my screen is visible to you all.
Yes, sir.
Okay, perfect. So, this is the trainings portal. You can always paste the link in the chat itself. You can also simultaneously open. Pasted the link in the chat box. You all are advised basically to open this link so that on your laptop you can also go through this particular portal as I'll walk you through whole process. Open the link, everyone.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So in this portal itself, it has various different sections. Like it has Linux training video resources for databases, some of the development, those sort of resources, video resources, along with cloud technologies. We have one, two sessions. Kubernetes, we have few of the sessions. Apart from this, we have sessions for monitoring automation and all those whatsoever. So here, the main motive of this portal is to empower the interns as well as the internal employees of TransLab to create a center of excellence. Means the people working in TransLab can collaborate with each other, can get the knowledge base expanded. Means whatsoever you learn from your experience and whatsoever other people learn from their experience, they can share their experiences so that the global sort of knowledge base will be enhanced. So this is best way of learning by collaborating. So the we have various blog sections here. Anyone can write a blog on technical points or any technology and can submit to us. So, and if the blog will be good enough, it will be published into this particular section. Apart from this, what I already had mentioned in the chat itself yesterday was this section. This particular section is incubator. So, how many of you people had seen Three Idiots movie? You people had
Yes,
seen
sir.
Three Idiots? Yeah. So you must be
Yes, sir.
acquainted with this face. Who this person is?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you know what's the legacy of this character there in the movie? Rancho. Who he was? How can we relate to him? He was basically innovator. You know? He was a bit different from others. If you had been through the movie itself, so this particular person was innovative enough to get the ideas transformed into some viable thing. So he was basically in the movie saying, "Kabil bano, Kabil. Kamyabi apne aap aati hai." The thing is, you must focus on your technical aspects. You must focus on your innovation. All those things. If you focus perfectly on them, then the sky will be the limit. Sky will literally be the limit. So if you train your mind in that particular fashion now, then you can always grab any of the opportunity, and there are hell a lot of opportunities around us. The most important thing is your mindset, how you see your workplace. Some people see their workplace as a burden, and some people see the work culture as well as workplace as a fun place where one can mature their ideas, okay, where one can collaborate with the other team members or other people around them, get their innovative ideas involved in the team, and you can always give your innovative ideas. You can give your technical aspects as well other things so that a viable product can be produced. Most of the people who are very successful, like Elon Musk, you have heard of Elon Musk? You people heard of the person named Elon Musk?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So those people are a bit different. They basically bank upon their ideas. So this is what we need to inculcate in our daily routine. Just make your mind particularly aligned that you can always do some proper research about what technology you are going to use, and then put your brainstorming along with other team members and make a minimum viable product. Okay, so this is what we people basically want to show you that this section in our portal belongs to the section. You walk through this particular web page, then I'll be back in 5 minutes. I have some urgency. Then we'll again talk about the thing. Perfect. Wait a minute. So joining back, you people had gone through the this particular page in the portal.
Yes, sir.
Anyone from your side? So what this is all about? What you got by reading this page? What this section is all about? Anyone? Or I may explicitly call the name. Yes, Saurav Kumar.
Hello.
Yeah, gone through the page.
Yes, sir. I've gone through the page.
Yeah. So what you got basically the extract. So what this particular section is all about?
So, in this page, we are provided with the training videos where we can get the overview of all the technologies that in future we are going to use in Translab. And we are also provided with
So
some documents. Yes, sir.
perfect. So basically, my one question, a simple question. You have seen various technologies while learning in college itself. You had basic website. You had, you know how basic websites are being designed and how they are hosted somewhere to serve.
Yes, sir.
You are acquainted with that. So
Yes.
sometimes you know, people, when learning in college itself, when they will be talking with the professors, lecturers, as well as their own colleagues, normally in day-to-day life, they discuss technical things. They basically discuss about normally some fascination normally come into our mind that how Facebook basically works. We normally use Facebook, but as computer science engineers, normally a sort of you can say uh, we will get a fascination towards the thing that how these things are actually working. What is the working process behind them? So normally people discuss with their colleagues or their classmates or other people about these things. And few people normally have will go a step ahead and they'll say, let us create something like a portal, like a social networking, like a web search engine, like messenger, like a chatbot. So these things normally comes into the mind of computer science students. So had you any of you basically discussed such sort of things with your colleagues or with the mentors in college itself? I believe you all people had done.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Who was speaking? Just go ahead.
Yeah, sir, my name is Mayank.
So you, Mayank, you basically had got this sort of discussion
Yeah,
with
exactly,
any
sir.
sort of. So just
Yeah,
just
based on,
yeah, walk us through that particular technology or that particular thing. What fascinated you, made you?
yeah, sure, sure. So there were many of these things that happened in our college, from colleagues to our mentors. The one that fascinated me the most was the time when I filed a patent. It was an artificial intelligent hat for blind people. We have a patent of it, and so we used to, discuss and collaborate on like how we can do it, how we can build this hat. We use some sensors in it, camera and ML technologies. So that's where we, talked and discussed these things with our mentors, our friends, our family, and also some blind people as well to get the, you know, collaborative way is the best way to learn something or accomplish
Yeah,
something, I guess.
exactly. And to
Yeah.
relate that thing here, this particular section is dedicated to those sort of culture. Here, you can always comment in your idea. You all people have access to this particular section. Whatsoever idea you have in your mind, you commented it here at this place. Any other person who will be fascinated with your idea and wants to be in your team member or to make that idea uh, change into a actual minimum viable product, they will again comment in this section only. And in this way, the like-minded peoples will get involved in sort of making of minimum viable product. Here you can discuss how after initial grouping of the peoples, you can always have a mentor aligned to you so that that particular technology or thing can be changed into a viable product. So this section is all about that sort of product development. So it will create a collaborative environment, will give you like-minded peoples in your team. Understood now what basically this section is all about?
Yeah, sir.
So here you can comment your ideas. Anyone from you have, like, some people want to learn in academic fashion, and some people want to learn while working, while doing itself. So best way to learn is learn while doing. Have hands-on that practice, have hands-on practice on that particular technology. Do the things by yourself, by your team, then you will start learning very fast pace. This is all what experience taught us. So as per that experience, we had created sort of this section here. Now, the thing is, it need not to have a very fancy technology like AI, ML. If it is, no problem, most welcome. But if you want to learn basics like to create a web server, to create a HTTP server, to make sort of NFS server, you know what NFS server is? Anyone of you? network file systems. What is basic use of that NFS server? Anyone from your side? Yes, Yash Gupta. Know what NFS server is?
Sir, I have a basic idea of NFS server.
Okay. So the point is, if you want to learn that technology, actually these servers like FTP server, HTTP server, HTTPS sort of protocol, you have heard of these things, na? HTTP, HTTPS, FTP. I believe most of you have heard of.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So if so, and if you want to basically hands-on on the practice, that how industry is using these technologies to serve their clients, you can always build up those sort of servers by yourself, by making a team of yours. You just put an idea that I want to create a email server. Sort of, you can say, we will create a server who will handle the emails itself. It will have port number 21, it will have SMTP, and it will have POP or IMAP sort of thing. And we will create a sort of, you can say, server pool which will handle a internal mail sort of structure just for learning and practicing. Make a team, create the basic infrastructure, and then test it out. If you will do like this particular thing in a professional manner, then you will always learn how to deal in client's environment. Okay. So this is basic purpose of this incubator page. Understood? So I want from you people to share your ideas over here in comments. Make your teams in next particular sessions. We have planned like this, that tomorrow itself we will be learning basics of infrastructure and networking, and our special focus will be on DNS, how domain name system or domain name servers actually work, how the address resolution happens, and we will put any address of website, how that can be resolved into a fruitful servers which can serve the application or web pages. So what is the actual infrastructure behind DNS? What are the various other things, like we'll tell you about what FTP servers are, what HTTPS servers are, how they basically align to the client's needs, and how in actual our engineers in client's environment make those servers work. Means they create landing zones, they create all the infrastructure as well as networking over there, so that those servers can serve the client ends. And we will walk you through all that process, doing hands-on sort of thing, and we'll expect from you people to make such sort of servers on your laptops only. So for that, today I am going to introduce you with a technology named virtualization VMware's workstation player. How many of you had heard of this VMware's workstation player earlier? Anyone? All of them, most of them. So have you installed a VMware's workstation player on your laptop?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
You have VMware workstation player on your laptop. Very good, very good. Anyone who don't have VMware's workstation player installed on their laptop, just who don't have VMware's workstation player installed, speak out if anyone have, you all have, all have. So I'll take this as all have VMware's workstation player. You know what VMware workstation player is used for? What is the use
Yes,
of
sir.
that particular? So what is the use? Can you bit
Sir, it is
explain?
used for basically virtualization.
Virtualization. Good. So in nutshell, we can install virtual machines, or we can run or spin up virtual machines with different operating systems. May it be Linux, may it be Mac, may it be Windows, on a host operating system. You know difference between host operating system and guest operating system? Believe you people know.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So most of you, I believe, have laptops with Windows operating system installed on them.
Yes, sir.
Windows.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Anyone have laptop with different operating system than Windows, like Mac or Linux, as host operating system? The operating system on bare metal. Apart from Windows, any other operating system you people are using on your regular laptop? No. Anyone have Mac?
Oh, no, sir.
No. Mac. Okay. So 100% of people over here use Windows as base operating system, and they have installed VMware Player over that. You know what VMware Player is? It is a sort of hypervisor. You know the concept of hypervisors?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. You know there are two type of hypervisors, type 1 hypervisor and
Yes.
type 2 hypervisor. Okay.
Yes.
So what is what type of hypervisor you people are using in your laptop? The VMware workstation player is what type of hypervisor?
Type 2.
Type 2. And what is difference between type 1 and type 2 hypervisor?
So type 1 hypervisors are the bare metal servers, and type 2 are the that we are using, that VM, where Oracle VirtualBox, that comes under type 2 hypervisor.
Okay. Means type 1 hypervisor basically installs over the bare metal server without any need of host operating system. No host operating system is required there. It installs over the bare metal server. And type 2 hypervisor needs an host operating system. Like in our laptops, we have already installed a Windows operating system, which is host one. And over that, we installed type 2 hypervisor, which is VMware's workstation player. Got it, all people? Okay. No, both type 1 hypervisor and type 2 hypervisor, they do one thing. They give the basic hardware they fulfill basic hardware requirements for the virtualization plane. Means for any of the VM, if that particular VM needs to be spun up in an environment, it requires some of the virtual CPU cores for processing, some RAM for basic memory allocation, and some sort of hard drive to store for storage. These are the very basic things what are needed for spinning up an operating system. Okay, no? So both type 1 hypervisor and type 2 hypervisor, they basically provide our virtualization plane with these hardware resources. Okay. So glad to hear that you people already had worked with the VMware's workstation player, and you have mostly what operating system is being installed in the virtualization plane by you? Any one of you? What operating system on VM is in your laptop?
Linux.
Linux.
What version of Linux?
Uh,
7.9.
I'm saying Linux has different layers, like
19C.
distribution.
Yeah,
19C,
I
what,
Oracle.
use
what
Kali Linux.
yeah,
Oracle.
Kali Linux. Good. Someone hacker from our side using Kali Linux. It is good to hear from. And apart from that, basic distribution is Ubuntu. Most of you basically, I believe, use Ubuntu from Canonical. Okay.
yes, sir.
You know what are the various distributions? Like one is Kali Linux, another is Ubuntu. Have you ever heard of this? Yes, you one has Fedora. Good. You heard of RHEL? Anyone heard of
Red
RHEL?
Hat Enterprise Linux.
Yes. Ever used it?
No, sir. But I have heard that
So
they
basic,
provide certifications for professionals.
yeah, but basically that particular is licensed Linux version. So most of students normally, if not certified and not got the demo copy from them, will not be able to use that distribution. Any of you had used Oracle Linux?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
We
sir.
are using it.
Oracle Linux, okay. CentOS used by anyone? CentOS.
Yes, I have CentOS and Oracle Linux and uh, Kali, all three of them in virtual machines.
Very good, very good. Good to hear that you had some hands-on, stumbled upon some of these things. So this is good for your future. So now the thing is, most of you, I believe, know what various distributions of Linux are. What are the basic, you can say, license-based models, open source models, proprietary systems. You are aware of these terminologies: open source, licensed, proprietary systems. License agreements are there. EULA. You had heard of EULA? License agreements are there. So
And use license agreement.
end user license agreement. So these basically distributions are so you must have thought of that we have Ubuntu, which is free to use. We can use freely, and we have RHEL or others which are license based. So if we have one of the free operating system available, which have all the functionalities basically whatsoever are being provided by the licensed like RHEL, then why people normally organization go for licensed or RHEL or such sort of operating system? What is the basic need of that particular licensed version operating system? Anyone can?
So maybe because they are less prone to piracy.
Less prone to piracy. Piracy can be done anywhere. You see, pirates are very, you can say, unpredictable. They can do the things. The basic why industry or enterprises they uh, mostly prefer licensed version of operating system.
Sir,
See,
open source or freewares are like open source. So security vulnerabilities come regularly, like on daily basis. So they are more prone to, we can say, zero-day attacks. And
mhm,
whereas these proprietary systems like can cater us with you can say customized security features or any functionality that we might need. They can design according to their enterprise customers.
this is one of the point, and the basic behind this is support system. Most important thing is support system. Like this is one of the aspect that their support system regularly update their you can say operating system vulnerability assessment sort of thing. VAPT sort of thing is done regularly there. Vulnerability assessment program is there. But that can be solved using third-party antivirus softwares also. That vulnerability test can be checked by third-party anti-spyware, anti-spamware, you can say, virus systems that are available in the market. So the basic requirement for industries or enterprises to use licensed operating system is their support structure. Operating system is not only basically the actual requirement is not only security. Operating system do a hell a lot of things. It is memory management, resource management, process management, and all the basic functionalities whatsoever are required by the applications are being provided by operating system. Hardware interaction is via drivers itself. Now, if an organization who is spinning up their application, what is client facing application and is a revenue generator. Revenue generator means an application that creates the revenue for the organization, like Facebook, like Flipkart application. Flipkart is an online shop, basically, online e-commerce portal, and the center of that Flipkart is Flipkart don't have any offline shops. They have online presence only, and their how they sell via their application, back-end application, Flipkart's application. And what will happen if their application will go down for approximately, maybe you can say for 5 hours or 6 hours due to any technical glitch, the application goes down for 1 day or 2 days. It is possible because all the things are basically hosted on some machines, on some operating systems. It can always happen. The things fail. If things will fail, then application will automatically go down. And let us suppose on Big Billion Day, how many of you, all people have heard of Big Billion Days on Flipkart? They're milking cow sort of thing. So what will happen if on Big Billion Days, the application will go down on full day? It will create a revenue loss for hundreds and thousands of crores for Flipkart, because they create revenue of hundreds and thousands of crores on those particular days. So if application will go down, then no one can be able to buy anything, and it will be a sort of revenue loss for them, and revenue loss to the scale of hundreds of crores. Okay, so no organization basically want to gamble on this. They want high availability. They want fault tolerance. They want scalability for their application. They want full support structure from original equipment manufacturers. So this is the main reason those organizations opt for high-end resources, which are costly, which are licensed. They go for the servers or the model of cloud, which is costly, but what can provide high availability and fault tolerance. They go for high-end servers in their own data centers, on-premise data center, which can tolerate the fault. May it be 10 times more costlier than very basic hardware. So they opt for costly, fault-tolerant, high-available hardware. And over that high-available hardware, let us take an example. In hardware, if we take a fault-tolerant, high-redundancy, multi-layered hardware, what can tolerate the fault? In those hardwares itself, there are replica of servers, means they have backup servers. They are aligned with DC. So whensoever in any case DC will fail, the basic server of DC will fail, then automatically within TCO, time of you can say switch over, which is approximately 1 to 3 minutes only. In those 1 to 3 minutes, the switchover of all the applications will go from first faulty hardware to another backup hardware, which is similar in specifications. Okay, so that particular backup hardware normally lies idle, only waiting for the time when actual first hardware will fail. So some companies have 3 layers of this fault tolerance, means DC, data center, DR is data recovery, and center is NDR. So they have 3 layers. So they'll not gamble upon the hardware failure. Now, they can contain hardware failure by using expensive hardware sort of technology. Now, what happens if operating system fails? It is quite possible. It is a software. It have line of codes. It can always go into deadlocks. Always we had listened of deadlocks in the processes. Processes go rogue. Rogue means they go into a deadlock and the application start misbehaving. It will not serve the clients. It will give 404 errors. What can underlying problem be? Underlying problem can be the memory optimization of operating system. May it be memory optimization, may it be thread management, which is a basic function given by operating system. May it be process management, which is operating system function and is basically controlled by kernel of the operating system. How many of you know what kernel is in any operating system? Kernel, KERNAL.
So it is a sort of interface between the parent operating system and the virtual operating system for a user.
Not exactly. If you basically search on Google what Linux kernel is, it is a core of operating system what handles the very basic functionalities. Central component, yes, written perfectly by anyone, means the actual central core what manages the memory, what manages the processing, what manages the heads, all those basic functionalities of operating system are being handled by kernel. It is core of an operating system. Over that kernel, various other functionalities are added upon. Okay. So we're talking of operating system whosoever have built, may it be open source community who is supporting an operating system and building it, we have few of the operating systems which are being supported by open source community. We have Ubuntu, which is being supported by open source community because it is open source, as well as they have a parent company named Canonical. They have their full-fledged engineers working on that. So we have hybrid models also, and we have fully managed operating systems with licenses like Red Hat Enterprise Linux, which is being managed by Red Hat team only. And they got the kernel. No, we already had learned that to tolerate the fault in hardware, the companies can shell out 10 times more money to procure reliable, fault-tolerant DCDR kind of architecture for hardware. This is fine. No, if they have hardware which is fault-tolerant, what will happen if operating system goes rogue? If its kernel goes rogue, if its memory management goes rogue, then again the application will not be servable. To contain that thing, they want actual original equipment manufacturers support system, level 4 support. For any application or any service, we have level 1 support, level 2 support, level 3 support, level 4 support. You have heard of this hierarchy of support, L1, L2, L3, L4? Anyone? No. So the thing is, in any company or organization or any service industry, we also, as TransLab, when we'll give the support to the external clients, to their applications, to their infrastructure, we assign our engineers and we sign a contract with the company that we are providing you 3 engineers with L1 support, 2 engineers with L2 support, 1 is with L3 support, and L4 support is original equipment manufacturers support system. L1 support is responsible for just logging and monitoring. they will log the things on daily basis in client's environment, that how the things are working. If they are working fine, no issues, they will again then on end of the day, on middle of the day, on starting of the day, what are the prescribed times in the contract, they take the logs, copy it on, and then monitor that whether all the things are working fine or not. Their responsibility is to escalate the problem to level 2 support. If they will find any of the error in the log, written in the log, there is preliminary normally in logging structure. If an operating system will say that I am going to go rogue because my memory is at 90% usage, then they'll escalate it to the level 2 support that this system is using 90% of the memory and it is not acceptable. So it may go wrong in next 2 or 3 days. This is preliminary tests. So their support system, that level 1, needs to red flag out that this system is going to rogue because I have studied logs and monitored it. No take action. Action will not be taken by L1 support. They'll only just ask L2 support to take action because things can go wrong. Now you understood what L1 support is?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now L2 support means few refined engineers with an experience of handling the problems. They'll get the problem from L1 support, and they then brainstorm that how that problem can be resolved. What is the issue behind the problem? May it be memory usage of 90%, then they'll check out that what resource, what process is hogging up the memory, what process can go into deadlock. They'll basically check out these things. Then after the actual, you can say, root cause analysis, RCA, we'll see RCA documentation will be there. After proper root cause analysis, they'll sort out the problem. They will either ask the client that we need to restart this process for 1 or 2 minutes, the system will be down. Then afterwards, all things will go up. After approval from the client itself, they do the right thing and nip the evil in the bud. Means they resolve the problem before it goes rogue. This is L2 support. L3 support is bit more advanced and bit more, you can say, they are more experienced. Normally, this is not the case that if you will be shown with the log of problem, you can always identify the problem. L2 support engineers are maybe with 3 or 4 years of experience in that particular technology or field. So may it be they can't be able to resolve the or identify the actual problem because computer systems are very complex enough. So in case the problem is very, you can say, mature, or problem is very unpredictable, or you can say, then they give the problem to L3 support engineers. They are a bit more with 8 to 9 years of experience in the technology. They had gone through those problems previously also, and with their experience, they can always identify and resolve the problems with more proficiency. So this is where L3 sports comes into play. Then if in any case, maybe in few cases, the problem is very complex enough and the root cause is because of bugs in the actual code of operating system or actual code of application. So that can't be resolved with the support engineers or so. Then in that case, to resolve the bug, the problem goes to L4 support. And L4 support is support system of original equipment manufacturer. Means if we are dealing with an operating system, then the creators of operating system are L4 support. The people or the organization who had created that operating system, who had coded that one, those people will be in L4 support. They'll take care of bugs. They will resolve the bugs and then fine tune the system and make the things working smoothly. So for using licensed operating system, the main reason is L4 support. If we will be using any community operating system like Ubuntu, we will not get L4 support because that is community driven. Who will we find? We don't know who is responsible for that snippet of code which is buggy. And if we will go for RHEL or so, Red Hat Enterprise Linux with license, they are responsible and their support system is strong enough to provide the L4 support. So organizations with the applications what are revenue generators, they will shell out license money or any amount for support system. So this is why these RHEL, Oracle Linux, and other licensed operating systems comes into picture. And they are majorly 90-95% of organizations with such an applications, they use always these licensed operating systems. Reason is the support system they provide. Okay, so normally in support also we have SLA, service level agreements. You can always write these terminologies because then people will be in the industry, you are going to deal with these terminologies. SLA is service level agreement. And in that SLA, if I am a Translab support engineer or I am as a Translab, I am going to support the client itself, then our contract sign will say that we will resolve the L1 issue in approximately 1 hour, L2 issue in 2 hours. If there will be L3 issue, it will take approximately 6 hours to be resolved. So we'll give the deadline to them so that let us take again an example of Flipkart or so. They want SLA to the bare minimum in minutes itself or real-time SLA. The more compact the SLA is, the small time of SLA, the more money the company needs to shell out. Because then they need dedicated engineers working 24/7 on that particular job. Understood? Now the thing is, service level agreements will basically define how much amount is being shelled out by the company, what requires the support. And in that SLA, it is written that these sort of things will be resolved in this much of time. And if that time will go off, then the service company needs to pay to the client itself as what? As a sort of penalty that we had breached the SLA. So this is how the organizations work. Understood? Okay. So now coming back onto our structure. Today, what I was basically supposed to give you brief intro of is this particular web portal. Now, just start listening to these various lectures. It will give you basic introduction of Linux. Okay. You can always get the documentation, like this is how to set up local yum repository. Then few of the tomorrow basically I'll be walking you through that how to search on internet to get the viable resources to install, means to get the documentation to install various of the servers. Like in this, we have yum repository installation demo. This is just a demo sort of document which will show you that how to install a repository in your Linux system. Similarly, on various Stack Overflow, on media and other websites, we have hell a lot of documents available to install various resources on Linux systems. So majorly in this particular training session, we will be using Linux, and for 1-2 sessions, we will be using Windows and Active Directory. So be prepared. You all have virtual this workstation player, VMware workstation player. Now in next course of days, you need to install various virtual machines just for one day, like on this particular day. I'll walk you through. On this particular day, which is tomorrow, you need to install a Linux Ubuntu virtual machine, a virtual machine with Linux Ubuntu, and then you need to install a DNS server on that Linux machine. Means you will get a Bind9. Bind9 is a distribution of what works like a DNS server, and then you need to configure that DNS server. So this will be tomorrow's task of you, to install a Ubuntu virtual machine on your laptop's VM, and then install DNS server named Bind9 or any whatsoever you, and then configure it out. This will be tomorrow's task. After tomorrow, then after showing this particular thing day after tomorrow to me, we will be having session at 10 a.m. for 1 hour to review your yesterday's task. From tomorrow onwards, I'll be reviewing who have created what sort of VMs, and then whether the particular DNS system is working on that or not. Afterwards, on day 4, you need to uninstall or purge that VM and again create another VM with Windows operating system on that, and then configure Windows Server operating system, and then configure Active Directory on that. That will be day 4 task for you. On next day to that, I'll from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. I'll see that what other people had done, how they had done the things, and then on day 5, I'll give you another task for Linux intermediate task, like may it be some storage management, may it be the directory structure reshuffle or change. Though that particular task will be, and that will be done on the virtual machine again. And after that, they will have a task related to databases. You need to have a database installed on Linux and then configure that particular database. This way, you will learn basically how to do the things as being done in the client's environment by our engineers, because initially our engineers do these tasks in the client environment. So this will give you hands-on practice on the thing. Okay? Understood? What will be the course of action? How the tasks will be given to you people, and those tasks will be the tasks what are actual engineers working in the organizations or support system. So this will make you familiar with the actual working of organization. Okay, and at the same time, I'll review on the next day that whosoever had done what sort of task and what was his proficiency level, how the things are spinning up, how you people are grabbing the hands-on experience. And if you will have any problem, we can always discuss on next day for that particular task. Okay. In similar fashion, afterwards we will be having containerization. We will be creating ALBs and LBs. One is HA proxy. HA proxy is a distribution which can work as network load balancer. So we will be installing HA proxy on Linux virtual machines. Okay. So this way we'll get acclimatized with the various things, and we'll again on day 7 we'll get some you people will get some sample application from GitHub, which will be having front and back and then middleware, and you need to deploy that application on some JBoss or some any of the HTTP whatsoever server will be needed. over some virtual machine, which is Linux based. So this will be sort of task for you. So in this way, I believe you understood that how things will be spinning up in next day. We'll be having more of practical experience over the theoretical one. And we'll daily have the review of what you will have done in the previous day. Okay, got it? So this is how our next particular sessions will spin up. So today, basically just uh, gear up, belt up with the virtualization environment, start practicing, putting some VMs on your virtual workstation players itself, so that tomorrow we can always start from installation of the Bind9 DNS on. I'll may tomorrow I can segregate you people into various teams and will assign one team one sort of work like DNS, another team will be given another sort of work like NFS server, third team will be given FTP server installation, and fourth team will be given some other sort of integration between the things. Okay, may this can be the process we will follow. Okay. So today, just gear up with the system. Try doing the things initially so that you will not get any hiccups from tomorrow itself. Just practice out. Tomorrow, I'll briefly get the review for 5-10 minutes only. And from day after tomorrow, we'll have 1 hour review daily before 11 a.m. From 10 to 11 a.m. We'll be having review of yesterday's tasks, and then afterwards from 11 to 12 a.m. we'll give you introduction to next day's task. Done? Any issues, any problems, anything what you not understood? All things clear? Clear. So today's session's agenda is fulfilled. I had given you various basic fields, introduction, knowledge of how the things will spin up from day 3 onwards, how the structure or how we can basically get the review of hands-on experience of your, how much time will be allocated for that, and a very basic walkthrough to the portal. How you can always use incubator. You can all afterwards from day 16, I can hand over your session to Anuj Chan. He'll take care of the programming part. He'll introduce you to Python and other programming languages also. So in that particular session, you will be more acclimatized towards core development structure. So he'll be taking care of that. I'll give your batch to him. And after all the things, just be prepared to create documents. From tomorrow onwards, I'll show you that how documents from websites like media and others can be used to create the resources on our Linux systems. And then by going through those documentations, by grabbing the gist of that, just be prepared to create documents, to create your own document, or documentation is very necessary in client's environment. Client wants documents to be in their environment so that that particular documentation can be used by the next future generation of engineer. So documentation like this root cause analysis, RCA documentation, just go to Google, search what RCA is, what is the particular format of RCA document, how that RCA document can be prepared. And we expect after the trainings that you will get acclimatized with the creation of documents. Afterwards, you will be needed to upload few of your documents into documents section of these trainings. Like we have documentation of Kubernetes here. These are various of the videos. Afterwards, we have various documents. These are slideshows. These are Red Hat's documentation. This is some of the training portal documentation. This is some slide. And what we expect is, like in the Linux training, we have Yum repository creation documentation. This is document to create local Yum repository by Aryan. We expect Word documents from you people to create few of the artifacts what you will be creating in your hands-on. Maybe one team will be creating a you can say DNS server, Bind9. Another team will be creating HTTPS server, and third team will be creating any other thing. And what we expect from you is to create a Word document aligning to this particular document, how this documentation is written, to create and upload in and submit to us. And if the documents will be good enough, we will again publish it in the portal. Done? Understood the things? We are over the time now. If you have any question, you can always put that in the forum. I believe you have no question. Then we can always bind up. We can wind up.
Yes, sir.
Perfect, sir. Thank you very much. All.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. So if you have any doubts related to any of the things, this is the right forum to ask. If you're like not reachable to Rajiv sir, you can just connect with me so that I can also try to help you out with this. Yeah.